I'm gonna check the recording.
We are recording.
We are recording. We just checking our mics. There's music behind that thing, but we ain't trying to hear it. And why we can't hear the music anyway?
I don't know. I don't even know. Scroll down to see if it's deflecting in the. Yeah.
It ain't deflecting, is it?
No.
So here again, we got some shit that don't wanna play.
Yeah, but we don't need it to really.
Yeah, we don't need this to play, but hell, the other ones we do.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna start from that point. And what we decided to do is today is Wednesday, so we're gonna do what we call what?
Wednesday wisdom.
Wednesday wisdom.
Yeah.
And listen, let's just say it. Let me just say this to you. That first of all, you're listening to another episode of Now and Then, and I am your host, Willie. And this is
Isaiah,
your co-host, Isaiah. And we're gonna just be talking about nuggets of wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom on Wednesday.
And so over the time of the period, I have been writing down stuff that I thought was kind of stuff to do, and so let's go down to the person in the mirror should not be your enemy. What do you think about that?
I agree with that
Why is that?
because it shouldn't be your enemy, but you are your biggest opponent.
So you should be, you're saying, in competition with yourself?
Well, you should always challenge yourself.
You should be challenging
You
yourself.
should definitely challenge yourself. Don't challenge yourself in a way that makes you feel as if you have to do way more than you should, or I guess overexerting yourself really, because I feel like once people try to do way more than they really intend to, or try to stuff themselves full of everything, is when they start to kind of turn on themselves really, and kind of back off of what they really could be about, and go on and still put on that front face because it's easier to hide behind. So a lot of people hide behind that false personality that they look at in the mirror instead of looking at the real them, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
Well, as crazy as it sounds, just to be a little bit on the other side of that, because I think what you said was cool. But what you see in the mirror is just a reflection. It's not real. So if you are getting hung up on what you're looking at and what you're seeing in the mirror, then you're missing the whole show, because that ain't the real truth. The truth is, before you stand in front of the mirror, who are you? Because if you don't know what you're reflecting, you'll look in there and put makeup on, or put on a wig, or put a hat on, or put on glasses. You'll do something to disguise yourself because you're hiding from yourself. But we had a team of guys that we used to call BNTB, and y'all out there know about it. And we were producers, and what we found out is that anytime you were working with an artist, you kind of have to strip that artist of habits that you want them to not have, or that they have, in order to get them to be able to do, if you're going to record and work with them, to get them to be the best that they can be. So we started saying that when you come in the basement, which is where we were at, that you got to come in there butt naked. So that means you can't come in there with nothing. You got to come in there strictly ready to just learn. So I don't know why I brought that up.
Now, interesting enough that you say that, as far as when you bring people into, basically you got to make people a canvas.
Yeah.
And they always used to say this in like old kung fu movies, like, how can I teach you? How can I pour water in something that is already full? And a lot of people think that they can just.
Well, if it's full, you can't pour water in it, unless it depends on what it's full of. If it's full of the same substance, you can't.
Nonsense.
Well, you can always pour wisdom on nonsense and take that out. But you would think now, Because I'm gonna tell you right now, there's a lot of nonsense going on in this country. And no matter how much wisdom, like the guy says, what a fool believes, no wise man has the power to reason it away. So, you can't change people's minds about being silly. But only thing you can do is stay out their way. So that was one of the things that that we crossed the mind. Here's another question I had. Why is it that when you're in school, they don't never teach a child how to have a sense of direction? I mean, you got to learn to follow a map in life, and you got to learn to follow, like, no matter where you're going, you got to follow some kind of form of direction. Why they don't teach us how to follow directions and to have a sense of direction, to be able to know north, south, west, and east? You see what I'm saying? And how you can navigate through life the same way.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
Well, probably
okay, that's good. No, go ahead. I'm already just messing with you, man.
Well, probably one reason is they wanted us to follow directions already, and we couldn't. So I guess following actual directions have been harder.
What direction you talking about following?
In school directions. Telling us to sit down, do this, and make sure let's write this out. Make sure you take this home and do this. And
I wasn't talking about following no directions.
No, I know, but I'm saying we wasn't following those directions.
But see,
so we didn't teach us about.
Well, those kind of directions we didn't want to follow no ways because we thought they were stupid.
So they teaching us the same thing. They would have to teach us through the same regulations, but we wasn't paying attention to it no way.
No, man, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, they used to take us to the little town where you drive the little cars and stuff, and then and hey girl, hey, how you do, holler now, that thing. And then while you was out there, why they didn't just say, okay, little Johnny, stand right here on Main Street, and I want you to tell me on Main Street how to get to Church Street. Now, you said Main Street runs east and west, and what was the other street?
You said Church
and Church Street runs north and south. Or maybe I got that back.
No, you said Church Street twice.
I said Church Street first twice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Main Street
and Church Street is what we're going with. Main Street goes.
Okay, this is what they look like when you look at them. Main Street, and they cross one another like that. Okay, now Main Street goes north and south because it divides the east and the west, so it's got to go north and south. That's correct. Now I'm down now. So anyhow, why don't they just say, okay, little Johnny, why you out here at Toontown and you playing?
Toontown?
Yeah, see if you can find your way home, and we're gonna set you right here in Toontown. And then you could have just said, okay, here's the streets, or you can have a little kid map and show the person how to read the map to get home. Now, some of them gonna get lost, but they in little Toontown.
Now, here's the thing that I can tell you about that. Because I don't know if every generation had it, but I know our generation had something similar to that. Mm-hmm. We had something called J.A. BizTown. But in J.A. BizTown, they gave you a job, and your job would either benefit other people or you would have to maintain in that particular spot. I always wanted to be a part of something else, because if you were part of an electric company, you would have to go around to each business and flip their little switches that they had and stuff. So they gave you like actual things to do. Mm-hmm. But you had streets that you had to follow to go to certain businesses. Mm-hmm. So they would tell you, all right, your first stop is at such and such, and that's down near the courthouse. Your courthouse was downtown, right? Now, your courthouse being downtown was on the whole other side of the building. But if you had to do that, I mean, you could just cut straight through, but that was cheating.
But you're saying that they actually were teaching you that.
They gave us street signs. They gave us roads. Some parts even had like little sidewalks.
Well, I'm going to tell you, with us, when we were going to school, First of all, they didn't have like little pretty cars, like the little Sally Jane type cars. They didn't have them. They had old rusty car that you had to push on the thing. And our biggest concern was not to get hit. So they took us out and they said, look, don't stand in the damn road. Even though this ain't real, because they had the little pretty stop signs, stop lights and everything. I'm sitting there looking at the stop light, traffic, this, bam, bam. You gonna move? And so that's how I drive today. I learned in Toontown that, I ain't got to be going all fast and everything, man. I can take my time. And happy holiday. Happy holiday. Yeah. So anyway.
Oh man. Okay.
So that was another topic that we talked about. Why is it that they don't teach you a sense of balance, a sense of direction?
Yeah.
But you saying that when you guys was coming along, they were actually saying, okay, you're right here. You have to go to this particular spot. And you had these different places that you had to go.
Yeah, but as far as like actual like learning real road maps, they didn't teach us that. No. We had to learn that stuff out there,
One thing I heard the other day that I thought was cool, it says the mind replays what the heart cannot delete.
I've heard that one before, yeah. It's a good one.
And what do you think that means?
Well, it's a lot of people that have a lot of loved ones or fond memories of people that may not necessarily be in their lives because of whatever circumstances, but you still see those memories and they still play over and over again. Not necessarily in your head, but they always stick with you.
As we all have to experience death, when you lose a loved one, when you first lose them, it's really hard. But then, as you go on, you still have the memory of it, but you don't have the impact that it had, or you kind of grow to where it doesn't hurt as much, to the point to where it gets to the point to where you don't think about it as much. Now, you can feel guilty because you think maybe you done forgot the person, but that ain't true. It's just a process of how we think. After a while, stuff get pushed further and further back in your mind to where they don't have the same, importance or significance. So I think that's pretty cool that the mind is set up like that. So anyhow, so you told me how you felt about that. So the mind plays stuff. So what that means to me too is that let's say that you got an old hurt feeling. My mother used to tell me, she said, boy, don't go messing with an old doo-doo if you see it in the road, because, horses and dogs and stuff. And she said, well, don't go stirring in old shit. She said, because it'll start stinking all over again. And she's telling the truth.
If you break it open,
it'll start stinking. So just leave it alone when you see it. So,
y'all, but hold on, give me a sec. I gotta check our camera work. Seen some stuff.
You think we stuck?
No. I said I seen some stuff. Oh. It was trying to focus, but it just kept. It just kept trying to focus. I'm sorry, it just kept trying to focus.
Here's a question, and I got a bunch of these crazy made up questions. And here, today is tomorrow's yesterday. So which reality do you live in?
Hold on. Say that one more time.
Today is tomorrow's yesterday. Mm-hmm. So when tomorrow get here, you're going to say yesterday, meaning today. Mm-hmm. So really, if you look at it, you're living all different times. Because today is your present, and tomorrow this is going to be your past. But yesterday it was your future. Today is. So we live in all three times. We just don't know how, man.
Man said, I still quote this because this is once again another child's movie that was giving out another quote, just like almost exactly what you said. He said today. He said that the present is a gift. He said, but he said, tomorrow is your future. He said, yesterday was your past. He said, but the present, he said, is always going to be a memory. He said, that's why they call it the present. But he said, no, he said, it's always going to be a gift because that's why they call it the present. I'm sorry, but that was still another one that I thought was interesting.
Well, I tell you what, if you got any comments, y'all.
I'm sorry, that's not what he said. He said tomorrow is a mystery. Yesterday was history, but today is the present. Is the present. Yeah, that's why they call it
a gift.
There we go. That's what he said. Yeah.
Okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
But I still, man, that's interesting though, man. Ain't it?
Life is interesting, because life is full of mysteries and life is full of different things, and it's little small things that make life so interesting.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, just the smallest thing, like an ant. You look at with the significance of an ant and how they live, and people they just don't even know. A lot of people just run right past an ant, but they are significant. Now, the mosquito and the housefly, I don't know what the hell good they are.
The mosquito and a housefly.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I don't understand the point behind a mosquito nor a housefly because they don't do nothing but transfer germs.
That is, yeah.
So they ain't good for nothing.
All types of disease.
It ain't like they they just nasty. See,
but they feed other things that we need.
Yeah.
That's probably the only.
Yeah, because that whole thing with them getting on poop and breaking down the bacteria and then going somewhere else and breaking it down, and
they're part of the ecosystem.
Fly shit and don't even know it because it's out there, and then you think it's honey.
It's just sitting there, just on every little thing you see, just be sitting
and it throws up too on everything too. It regurgitates. They nasty, boy. Like I said, today is Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday. And we're going to try to do this every other Wednesday or every Wednesday. We don't know yet. But what's going to happen is we're going to just try to get you guys to engage in the conversation, whatever we're talking about. I mean, whenever you see this, when we go live and do this, and we're going to still have our little Christmas tree behind us, and then don't y'all get mad because that's all we have behind us. If you wanted to have something better, I just seen a reindeer run across there.
You did?
In the back.
As long as grandma wasn't out there.
Grandma got ran over by a reindeer, bugging around outside on Christmas Eve. That ain't what we said back in the day.
You want to get us? We trying to get money from this.
Yeah,
we can't cuss as much. Well, you can't use the hard words.
I only said it. I didn't say the word completely. I subliminally said it. I kind of just flubbed the first part of it, but it sounded good though.
It did.
Yeah, because I'm a master at just disaster, or whatever they call it. It's a nice Rowdy Ace, ain't it?
That
howdy, man.
What is that? Rowdy Ace. What is that?
Rowdy Ace is the name of the guy that was on Rawhide.
Okay.
Clint Eastwood played Rowdy Ace.
Oh, okay. Because you kept saying it, but you didn't really say where it came from. You just said those who know. And I'm
Rowdy Yates. And Gil Favor. Yeah. Gil Favor. Gil was hell, boy. Gil was a trail boss. He didn't bullshit. He didn't play around.
He was letting them have it.
He worse than that. Gil
worse than letting him have
it? Gil would put lead in you quick. Especially if it came to messing with his cows. He didn't play with that. He didn't fool around. Oh, he didn't mess around with none of that rustling and
none of that, huh?
You get caught in the wrong place. Gil want to know why you there and who he can shoot. And he fell out of boat, they tell me, when he went to the Amazon, he was filming something, and fell out of boat. And I heard the piranhas ate him, but that ain't true. They didn't eat him.
Piranhas got him.
They didn't eat him, but he did suffer some kind of medical problem and fell in the water, and I think he died as a result of that. And then they ate him. Then eat him right up. That's a bad way to go, ain't it?
It is.
Piranhas,
sharks,
first thing they
killer whale.
First thing they eat is the genitalia. Oh yeah, first thing they go for is the genitalia.
Oh no,
they chew them right off. And then from that they go from that right to your eyes. Then they chew your nipples off. And I hate to tell you what they do after that, cause after that, boy, they go straight up the canal.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good.
Straight up the canal.
She told that boy. She told the rock on Rundown. They was swimming through the water.
She said, boy,
She
don't you
said,
pee.
"Don't pee in the water."
And that's
He
real.
said, "Why?" He says, "Bacteria in the water that'll swim up your urethra." He said,
Yeah,
"My
man.
what?"
It'll
She
feel
said,
that
"To swim
warmth.
up your pintune."
Your what? She said to fill up. She said to swim up your what?
Your pintune. I don't know what that means in the language they was speaking, but I can pretty much guess.
I got a thing though.
She said to swim up your ding dong.
Man, we got all.
He said,
kinds.
"Then what?"
See, you know, we just
Oh my
we
God.
overshadowing like hell.
Yeah, we been doing that. It's all right though. It's fine. Oh
Not
my
really.
God. Yeah, I know, but we'll fix it.
How? It is what it is, baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about next time. We ain't got time for that now.
Yeah.
It's over with now.
But anyway, what are
20
we trying to
minutes
get
deep.
people to do, man? We trying to get
Like, comment, and subscribe.
like,
folks.
comment, and subscribe.
Definitely leave some comments, please, because the comments help us with you guys as well. It's not just for I mean, it is for you guys to talk to us and vice versa, but it's also to help build some more content, get an idea for what you guys thinking, how you feeling about the content that's already being put out. So it helps us engage more with the audience and know what you guys are looking for. So definitely leave some comments. Anything you want to say, partner in command? No?
They leave contents and leave some comments for us to see. Y'all know how this game works, man. Quit being so lazy and help some people out. Go in there, hit the like, and hit the comments, and you just write a comment. Just like, yo, man, we like it or we don't like your hat, and you know what you gonna get when you say that. But we got to be a certain way. Cause people be doing and talking crazy, man.
I don't mind.
I do. I get right in there with them.
I don't.
Hell yeah.
Ain't sounding
Boy, I was a trail boss for 5 weeks. And then I found out I was in the wrong outfit.
You need a cowboy hat, huh?
Well, I got a cowboy hat.
No, you need an actual cowboy hat.
I got two,
I
three
can
of
see
them.
that now. You need one of the ones that actually.
But see, this is the one right here. This is the real one right here. This right here cut from straight high. And if it rain, it don't even get wet. Rain that hit right here, roll right down. And if you do your head like that, it just spill right out into.
Roll right off. Huh?
Yeah, sure do. And you could get them really Charlie Daniels hats with about this. You can't see nothing. That boy, his hats be broke down so far. But when the devil went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal,
Bing, ding, ding. Let me stop because that just starts something.
he was
bing, bing, bing.
he was way behind.
Bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, he went down to Georgia looking for a soul to steal. He was way behind. He was out of time, so he was willing to make a deal. Yeah, he did. He came across this boy playing the fiddle. He should have left him alone, but he didn't. Anyhow, that's gonna be it for what we doing, and this is part of Wednesday.
Wisdom on Wednesday.
Wisdom.
Yeah, I just looked at our paper and that's what it says. Wisdom on Wednesday.
Wednesday on Wednesday. Okay. All right. Well, we just talk about what we feel we know. We don't know that much because we ain't been living that long. So,
Not really. Not long enough to know everything.
Or anything for that matter. So, people that claim to know stuff.
Look this much.
Yeah. It was explained to me one time.
Man.
It was explained to me. He said, if you take all the cumulative knowledge that man have and put it together, and you use an actual clock to show the amount that he has accumulated over the time that we've been on the face of this earth. And they said, if you take the hour hand, and if you take the minute hand, and you take the second hand, and you put it all at 12 o'clock, and you let the second hand, which is the one to go, you let it move over to the first mark. So you got 60 of them all the way around. That first mark, 1/60th of a second, the amount that it moves the hour hand, that's how much man knows.
Oh, for those of y'all that don't understand that or don't know, that's nothing.
Absolutely. Even though it moves, it's so insignificant you can't measure it. Or if you can measure it, it would be such a pain in the butt to measure it because you would have to formulate something specially for that.
Watch this, like this. See that? Y'all didn't even see it. Y'all didn't even see it. That's how much we got right there.
Yeah. So keeping that in mind, I'm Willie.
I'm Isaiah.
And this is Now and Then.
Now and
And this has been
then.
Wednesday with Wisdom.
Wisdom on Wednesday.
Wisdom on Wednesday.
Same difference. Wisdom with Willie, wisdom, same all of it, y'all. We here for y'all in the content.
Okay. Peace.